Welcome back to the Devaney Sports Center at the halfway point of the NCAA Gymnastics Championship. Nebraska has come storming from behind to take the lead. Now the Cornhuskers go to the vault. Minnesota works on the parallel bars, and the Fighting Illini will be on the high bar.
Interesting meet thus far in that Illinois takes the early lead. The crowd here gets very quiet, and all of a sudden Nebraska comes storming back. The crowd's back in it, and you have to believe that will help the Cornhuskers all the way through now.
Well, there's no question. You know, Illinois had a lead of 2.2 after 2 events. That's a monstrous lead in an NCAA final gymnastics championship. However, Illinois scored 1.5 less on the pommel horse than they did in yesterday's preliminaries, and Nebraska scored almost a point higher than they did in the preliminaries on rings. So a switch of 2.5, and Nebraska's in the lead.
I think we were both astounded watching Illinois when Marrero really stumbled in 2 events.
Yeah, he's had a lot of problems. He had trouble last year in the finals. I think the pressure is getting to Illinois. Nebraska, of course, they're really comfortable with this home court advantage.
We'll see if Nebraska's Ted Dimas is comfortable. The pre-med major is just a sophomore, but he is explosive.
Nice landing on a layout Sukahara. Not the most difficult vault being done, but good, clean position in the air and a good, solid landing.
Francis Allen called Dimas the best-kept secret in the nation last year, 9.05, right at his average. To Mark McKiernon on the parallel bars, his best, 9.85.
This young man is doing a really good job for Minnesota. He's had 2 9.55s today and a 9.5, so he's really solid. Really in control. Oh, that's a great move. A front uprise to a Stutz handstand. Healy twirl, Healy twirl. Good combination. Very difficult to do. Oh, almost lost it in that pirouette, but he fought it really well. Front uprise, hop pirouette. Reverse Stutz. He does a lot of stuff. That's called a hollow back press to a handstand. And a very nice tuck double back. Good exercise. That's going to score very well. He had all the necessary elements. Right here is a good combination. These are 2 Healy twirls back to back, and he powers right through those. Very difficult combination.
That performance will greatly help the Golden Gophers. 9.80, close to his personal best. Mike Epperson is ready to vault for the Huskers.
Mike does a one-handed vault. Watch this. This is really interesting because he's had wrist problems in the past. He learned this vault, a souk full off of one hand. Nicely done.
He was redshirted in 1987 because of that badly broken wrist. He's a marketing major.
Watch what he does here. He does a one-handed round off and then a tucked back with a full. It's a souk full from one hand. He's a little offline, and that will be a deduction.
9.15. Here's Emilio Marrero preparing for the high bar. Now, he has struggled today, and last year on this apparatus here in Lincoln, he fell.
He was doing a one-arm reverse hecht, and he overdid it, and he actually missed that move twice in a row. He went up and tried it again. He has that skill in his routine today.
A miss now could be catastrophic for the Illini. He has to be on edge right now, Bart.
Well, he should be bolstered by the fact that in yesterday's preliminary round, he got a 9.7. Here's his release. That's a reverse hecht. He's got one more to do. It's the straddled reverse hecht out of one-arm giants. Here it comes, just like last year. Nice. Perfect position. He's very aggressive on this routine. He stoops in right there, jams out. Those are called inverted giant swings. Very nice. Layout double back. A very important performance for the University of Illinois. This is where he had trouble last year. He's doing the one arm to a reverse hecht. That was exactly right. Perfect.
.7 for Marrero, and Illinois has regained the lead. Minnesota moves into second place thanks to a strong effort on parallel bars, and Nebraska has gone from first to third.
It's that eye-catching, head-turning, double-taking, no mistaking, gleaming, beaming, unbelieving. Turtle wax, shine. That neck craning, shine sustaining, heart your finish, undiminished, traffic stopping, eye popping. Turtle wax, shine. Now check it out, ain't no doubt, this is what it's all about. Turtle wax, shine. Turtle wax.
Let me show you everything I know about electricity. On, off. You want to know any more? Ask Ace. That's what I do. Hey, let me tell you, Ace is a place for me.
Hello. Ed and I can't come to the phone right now, as we are putting the finishing touches to a new and exciting wine cooler. Ed says it could be the biggest thing ever in coolers, because it's the first time anyone has...
I got dirty an awful lot when I was little. What am I doing here? You know this.
You're playing baseball.
Yeah, that's right. It came natural to get dirty. Johnson's baby shampoo has been great for my hair all through my life. It's strong. It makes my hair look clean. It makes my hair feel clean, and it's gentle. Look at this kid's hair. I think it looks good.
Johnson's baby shampoo, now also with conditioners for extra control.
I shower 4 or 5 times a day. It's never made me cry.
Johnson's, for the life of your hair.
The best in the country vie for the national crown. The NCAA Women's Gymnastics Championships. Next weekend on CBS Sports Saturday.
On our way back to gymnastics, a quick stop at Madison Square Garden in downtown New York City, where coming up next, Philadelphia takes on New York in Game 2 of the first round of the NBA playoffs. The Knicks won the other night, joining Detroit, Atlanta, and Chicago as first-game winners. A Mark Jackson three-pointer secured the win.
I just wanted to make a big play, and fortunately, the basket dropped. Is a shot that I've practiced, in the schoolyards in New York City, a shot that I practiced daily. Haven't hit many, but in prime time, that had to be one of the best.
The key matchup in Game 1 turned out to be Gerald Wilkins against Hersey Hawkins. Tom, do you think that'll be the case today?
I'm sure that Philadelphia wants to reverse that. Gerald Wilkins got 34 points, and Hersey Hawkins went 1 for 9 for only 2 points. So they're hoping that Hersey Hawkins will produce offensively and also do a better defensive job on Gerald Wilkins.
Philadelphia and New York coming up next right now. Let's go back to gymnastics.
Extremely close competition with several lead changes in the first 4 rotations. Illinois, the Big Ten champ, on top, heading to the vault. Nebraska to the parallel bars, and Minnesota will work on the high bar. David Romero of Illinois is a senior from Mexico City. He is the co-captain of this team.
Good speed. Yeah! Beautiful landing on a laid-out Kasamatsu. He had to pike it down a little bit. It was a little low on the landing, but the distance was fantastic, and that's one of the things judges look for.
9.50 for Romero. He averages only 9.1. To the parallel bars, Bob Stelter of Nebraska.
This is a critical performance for Nebraska on parallel bars. They've had 2 scores in the 8s prior to Stelter's performance, so he'll need to be solid here. There's a Healy twirl, and another one. He's just a little choppy here, but he has a lot of good skills in the exercise. Straddle cut, then up to a straddle L, press to handstand. So far, no major deductions. And a perfect tuck double back.
He struggled on the pommel horse, but everything else this afternoon has been 9.5 or better. 9.65. Young Mike Farina of Minnesota to the high bar. The Gophers in second place. This is a very tough spot for a sophomore in the national title chase.
Stem pirouette. One-arm giants. There's the Ginger. Oh, in really close, but he keeps it moving. That was amazing. He actually pushed himself back away from the bar and kept it moving. Most guys would have fallen off. That was incredible. There's his jam to his eagle giant swings. Hop pirouette. Here comes a dismount. Layout, full out, 1 step on the landing. I can't believe that he stayed on after he hit his chest on that release move. You know, in competition, the tendency is to pull these release moves in a little close so you don't miss them. But that is amazing. That had to hurt. but he did a great job at keeping it going. Tough kid.
8.95. That hurts the Golden Gophers. Illinois' David Zeddies is a senior. Let's see how he responded. Illinois going after its first title since 1958.
He did a beautiful vault that's called a laid-out Kasamatsu to a good landing.
9.5. Another senior, Chris McKee from Toledo, Ohio. He's been hobbled by a bad ankle.
He did a good job at handling it in floor exercise. He got a 9.85 earlier on floor. He's a powerful vaulter. Same vault that we saw Zeddies do, just a little shorter rotation. And when you land short, those ankles really sting.
He's had it taped and retaped several times. With that score, Illinois solidifies and extends its lead, but Nebraska is still very much alive. This is Patrick Kirksey as his teammates look on.
Patrick has a terrific parallel bar routine. He opens up with a peach straddle cut. He takes his time. He doesn't rush. Nice back toss. 2 in a row. Very nicely done. It's good rhythm. He doesn't seem to rush. There's a Healy twirl. Another one. He makes sure every position is just topped off just right, like on that Diamond-off. His style is precise and clean and neat. And he does a lot of difficulty. There's a pike double back. Oh, a little short. That'll be about 0.2 of a point deduction. Otherwise, a great routine. Here's another look at the Diamond-off. On one arm, he does a full turn up to a handstand. He finishes with a front uprise to a straddle cut to an L. Very clean and very precise. Good form in the press to handstand.
9.7 for Kirksey, and that score moves Nebraska into a solid second place.
Guys, one more event.
Let it go, Pat.
So with one rotation to go, it's Illinois holding on to its lead. Nebraska still within reach of the Illini. Minnesota in third.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
You got a thirst.
Give me the ball, give me the ball, give me the ball.
You know what you need.
Give me the ball.
Fluids and minerals fast.
Give me the ball.
Energy for hard-working muscles. Nothing better. Give me some of that Gatorade.
You've just discovered your car has a clear coat finish, which your ordinary wax just ruined. New Simonized non-abrasive wax won't scratch today's clear coat finishes, and that'll save you a lot of grief. The product. The vehicles. The testing grounds. The results. STP oil treatment is the edge.
Radio Shack. Here it is. The Tandy 1000 SL computer system. IBM PC compatible and sale price for under $9.99. Save $200.
Comes complete with color monitor and built-in DeskMate software.
Word processing, graphics, worksheet.
I've never seen one so easy to use.
Greetings. Need directions back to your planet?
This technology is more advanced than we thought.
And we saved $200.
Beam it up.
Save $200 on the Tandy 1000 SL system. Less than $999 only at Radio Shack.
You may know some people who use drugs to have fun or think that they have to drink too much to have a good time at parties. Maybe that description fits some of your friends. Those friends then may put pressure on you to use drugs and alcohol for recreation. The pressure can be tough to handle, but remember, no one can force you to take drugs or force you to get drunk. Think for yourself. Keep control of your own life.
This message furnished by the NCAA.
Tonight, a rabid wolf attacks Claire.
I don't want Claire to die.
Can Uncle Ethan track down the life-saving serum? Tonight on Paradise.
It'll take a supreme effort by the Cornhuskers, but Nebraska still well within reach as we go into the final rotation. Leslie Visser right now is with Nebraska head coach Francis Allen.
Coach, it's close heading into the final event. What will you need on the high bar?
Well, we need a pretty super team performance all the way through on high bar. We need 5 really good scores. And, of course, Illinois is doing pretty good on parallel bars, but it's still going to be tight.
Thank you, Coach.
This is David Romero. His scores have been 9-8, 9-3, 9-3-5, and now the parallel bars.
He mounts with a peach straddle cut, the same mount we saw Patrick Kirksey use. In fact, a lot of the gymnasts are using that mount to get the D value, the most difficult value the judges are looking for. Oh, there's a nice combination. A Healy twirl to a back uprise plunge.
The Connor.
He does a straddle L on one bar and a press to a handstand.
Made famous by Bart Connor.
Stutz. And a tuck double back. One step.
They're making it awful difficult on Nebraska.
He did a really beautiful combination in here. He did the Healy twirl, which he fall forward, full turn, back uprise right to a straddle flange. Nice position, good and solid. Then he lowered, of course, to the straddle L and a half turn before he pressed to a handstand.
Strong marks, 9.4. Mark Warburton now of Nebraska on the high bar, and he too has been a model of consistency.
He has a great exercise because he has a long, fluid swing. Beautiful Stelters with the wrong grip. Here's his release sequence. One arm to a Ginger, just perfect. Beautiful jam and inverts. He seems so extended and so pushed away from the bar. That's a really impressive style. Perfect toe point, great leg extension in the Stelters. Layout double. Nice finish.
He's a junior from Dunbarton, New Hampshire.
Boy, what a great job here on the backflip with a half-turn regrasp out of one-arm giants. It's called a Ginger. Once again, from this great angle, look at the tremendous bend on the bar as he regrasps the release move.
His score, 9.7. So Nebraska stays within reach. Now, David Zeddies, the tallest gymnast on the Illini team, has had all the mats removed under the parallel bars. He wants all the room he can get. Now, the question is that against the rules?
The NCAA does not have a ruling about that one way or the other.
You don't care about having mats on the parallel bar.
Okay, what I'm trying to say, when we don't have a ruling, we go with the FIG.
So there is no NCAA rule. They're going to go with the international rule and put one mat back.
Yeah, that's right. It's a safety precaution. He's going to do some giant swing elements, and you'll see that his feet are going to drag a little bit. He needed all the room he could get so he could get a full swing. I don't know if it's going to affect him or not. He's a pretty tough kid. Peach straddle cut. Okay, here comes the first giant swing. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it dragged a lot. Actually did a really good job at compensating. Again. Not bad on that third giant swing. Little trouble on that peach. Seemed like he got past the most difficult elements. A couple of minor errors, a little form break here and there, but he is really gutting it through this routine because that's awfully difficult to contend with the added mat for him. He's not used to doing it that way.
A less talented gymnast may not have responded with such strength and precision.
Well, you'll notice that he has to bend his knees anyway, but because the added mat is there, it makes it a little more difficult. He has to bend his knees even further.
9.5 for the All-America from Union Springs, New York, and that all but locks it up for the Illini. But here's Patrick Kirksey of Nebraska giving it one last shot. His teammates looking on, knowing he has scored well in every event thus far. 9.5 being his low score.
He has a strong high bar routine, too. He opens right here with a stem Stelter. Here comes the release moves. Reverse heck, nicely done. There's another one, just right. So far, so good. He's back into front giant swings. Here's a stoop in. Oh, he's way flat there. He's going to be short. Oh! Looks like he's all right. What happened was he jammed out a little flat, and he didn't have enough momentum to get over on the invert. Let's take a look at it from this angle. He does an extra seat circle, which I don't think he planned. He came out very flat there. He didn't have enough momentum to crank it over the top. And of course, at that point, you're just hanging on by your thumbs.
Patrick Kirksey did finish his routine, but the defending national champion Cornhuskers, with their team total on the high bar, couldn't catch the Illini. The Cornhuskers will not get their lucky 7, the 7th title, at least this year. Illinois wins the 1989 NCAA Men's Gymnastics Championship. The Fighting Illini, which finished 2nd to Nebraska last year, culminates a year of great effort and big dreams with the national title. Illinois came into the finals ranked 3rd in the nation. They'll return to Champaign with the title. When we come back, Bart Connor will join the winners.
I send you for a Bud Light, and you bring back...
Well, if you want the one light that outshines them all, ask for Bud Light.
So, there are no men here, there's an unlimited supply of Bud Light, and we can never leave.
Correct.
Because everything else is just a light.
We can live with that.
Yeah.
Remember how you used to help your dad wash his car? He sure was crazy about it. Did he tell you a clean car runs better? Kind of a shame they didn't have Armor All back in those days. Today, it's a snap. You can do all the rubber and the vinyl in just a couple of minutes. Armor All Protectant for the tires and the dash and the seats. Because we're crazy about cars, too. Bet your dad wishes he had his car back.
Michael Seacrest suffers from asthma, yet he won the grueling 9-day race across America. When he's not racing, he takes Primatene tablets for hours of relief. They contain the asthma reliever doctors recommend most, Primatene tablets.
Many men have sensitive skin that's irritated by shaving. Aftershave Skin Conditioner is clinically proven to soothe and relieve razor-scraped skin. Sensible care for sensitive skin. After.
By Menon. Oh, no matter what you do, baby, I'll be there for you. You can depend on me, yeah. There's no need for you to cry, 'cause I'll be right there by your side. You can depend on me.
New improved Kodak batteries last longer than ever. So when you need us, we're there.
You can depend on me.
New Kodak batteries. Depend on us to last longer.
Welcome back to Lincoln, Nebraska, where the University of Illinois has won the Men's Gymnastics Championship. Here's Bart Connor with the victors.
Yoshi, the first national title at the University of Illinois in 31 years. That's got to do a lot for your program.
Well, I tell you, everybody really worked for this one, and I've been waiting for 16 years for gymnastics team to win. And this is my 16th year. This is what we've been working for, I think this was a tough one, tough competition, and everybody really came through. We had some rough spot, but the important thing is they came back, and they came back toward the end. And we never gave up for this competition, and they all knew this was an important one. And then this is the best team effort I've seen. Everybody's effort really worked for us.
Well, congratulations, Coach. David, you guys almost gave it away on the pommel horse there. You had to really get tough late in the running.
We knew here in Nebraska that we really had to compete well. This is a big crowd, great place to compete. I think it really says a lot about our team. We really wanted it here. Illinois is a great team, great school. I think it says a lot for the university.
Congratulations, especially on your leadership. Congratulations to the Fighting Illini.
And there were other champions in this tournament. The all-around winner, Patrick Kirksey of Nebraska, becoming the 4th Cornhusker ever to win that title. The individual awards, Jody Newman of Arizona State won the floor exercise.
Jody used a terrific tumbling pass here, a double back to a punch front 1 1/4. Notice his pointed toes in the air on the double back. That's tough stuff. Then he continued in his routine through to a splits. And he showed tremendous strength here as he pressed on his fingertips to a straddle planche and held it.
There was a tie for the title on the pommel horse between Penn State's Mark Stone, the defending champion. He tied for the title last year. This year with Chris Waller of UCLA.
Pommel horse finals was very exciting as all the gymnasts did very difficult exercises. Chris Waller finished his routine with perfect form in scissors. Through to flares, he traveled down to the end without using the pommels and up through handstand.
Defending rings champion Paul O'Neill of New Mexico won his third straight NCAA championship. That ties Jim Hartung's record as the only three-time champion on rings.
And Paul used an outrageous combination of swing elements as well as strength elements. A Gutsigi around to an L cross, and look at the strength as he pulled back up to an L. He finishes this sequence with a move called a Maltese cross.
You would think a 9.95 would win that title outright. Not so. Alfonso Rodriguez of Houston Baptist tied that feat. He also won the parallel bars title, a consolation of sorts for Houston Baptist, which was expected to do better in the team competition.
Alfonso is so explosive and exciting to watch. Notice this kip on the side, and he pops right back in the handstand in the center of his exercise. He finished with a stutz and a very nice high tuck double back.
And how about New Mexico's Chad Fox? Won his fourth consecutive vault championship, becoming the first gymnast in NCAA history to win 4 straight crowns in any event.
And he used an incredible vault here, a front 1.5 on to a handspring off to win the title.
And on the high bar, Miguel Rubio, last year's all-around champion, earned All-America honors once again, posting a score of 9.95 for Houston Baptist.
And Rubio is one of the most outrageous high bar workers I've ever seen. Watch this combination. Takamoto full turn to a one-armed front flip. He continued as he casted back into a giant swing. Another one-arm combination. 2 one-arms in a row to a back flip with a half twist, and look at the height. He stoops back right to the top with an invert. And he finished his routine with perhaps the highest triple back in the world. I've never seen one quite this well done, and he drops straight down on the landing.
But the story of this meet, the powerful Fighting Illini. Illinois has now won 9 gymnastics titles, tying Penn State for the most by any school in the nation. Illinois' first title in any sport since 1958. Bart, your final thoughts?
Well, Nebraska is a very young team. They're strong, but really not deep enough. Illinois had 7 seniors, and they have to be very proud because they wanted it a lot this year. They were denied by a point last year, losing to Nebraska in the finals.
So congratulations to the champions. Once again, the 1989 Men's Gymnastic Championship belongs to the Fighting Illini of Illinois. So for Bart Connor and Leslie Visser, I'm Tim Brandt saying so long from Lincoln, Nebraska. Stay tuned. Coming up next on CBS, the NBA playoffs, the Philadelphia 76ers, and the New York Knicks.
This CBS Sports Saturdays special edition, the NCAA Men's Gymnastics Championships, have been sponsored by Bud Light. Everything else is just a light. New Kodak batteries. Depend on us to last longer. And by Armor All Protectant, because we're crazy about cars, too. CBS Sports Saturday has been a presentation of CBS Sports.